Okay, welcome. Today we're going to look at finding zeros when solving a higher degree polynomial. Let's go ahead and get your notes out and we'll get going. Now this video is part of a series, so we've already done part of the problem. Today we're going to focus on choosing the right zero and determining if it is actually a zero or not. So again, we're going to look at choosing not the right zero, but a possible zero and see if it is actually a zero or not. Okay, so let's get our notes out and we'll get going. Remember, if you fall behind or didn't understand something, pause the video, rewind it, and listen to it again. Get your notes caught up, and sometimes it takes a couple times through to get or understand the concept. Okay, let's go to our problem. Now the problem we're looking at is a fourth degree polynomial, and we've already started it. Okay, we already found the possible rational zeros by taking our factors of p and putting them over our factors of q. And this is a fourth degree polynomial. So our next step is to use synthetic division. So I'm going to set up synthetic division by taking the factors, making sure all my terms are there. Factors, taking my coefficients, making sure all my terms are there. So that's a positive 2, a positive 11, a positive 3, a negative 46, and a negative 40. And I'm going to divide one of these terms in here, and I'm looking for a remainder of 0. Remainder of 0 will indicate that it is a factor or will be a solution. Okay, so the first number I'm going to choose is I'm going to go with a 2. Let's try 2. Positive 2. So I'm going to add down, then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. I'm going to write the result up here, add down. That's going to be 15. Multiply our result here, add down. I'm going to continue the process until I get all the way across. So we're adding down. Be careful and check your math. And last time, and I get a remainder of 0. So our last term is our remainder. So this implies that our 2 is a 0 to the polynomial f of x. Okay, that's 1, 0, and we have 4, so we have to keep going on this thing. So our next step is to write the depressed polynomial. Depressed polynomial would be 1 less degree. So our new polynomial is going to be, and these are our coefficients, 2x cubed plus 15x squared. Again, these are our coefficients, and we're just going down. X cubed, x squared, next one will be x. Last one will be 20. That will be our constant term. So again, the depressed polynomial is just taking 1 degree less than our original polynomial. And we're going to do the same process. I can rewrite our p's over q. It'll make our set a little smaller, but I noticed that I went from 20 to 40, and that's just basically going to take our 40 out. So what we're going to do is continue to use our same list and do synthetic division again. So I'm going to go over to this side of the page. I'm going to set it up, and this time my coefficients will come from our depressed polynomial. So that will be 2, 15, 33, and 20, making sure all our terms are there, and we got our signs right. Okay, and then we need to choose another number. This time I'm going to choose negative 1. Okay, so we're going to add down, that's 2. We're going to repeat the same process we did over here. Add down and multiply. Write our result in the next column. And I'm going through here and adding down and multiplying by negative 1. And again, our remainder is 0. Okay, now keep in mind that I am choosing zeros, and just to show you, I am choosing the zeros to keep our video short. You may have to choose a bunch before you find the right ones. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so we're going to repeat the process. I'm going to write the depressed polynomial. This time, however, I'm going to use 2x cubed. So now, instead of a cubed, I'm down to a square. 1 less. Okay, so x squared, so our new coefficients are 2 plus 13x plus 20. And I now have another 0. That other 0 is -1. And that leaves me 2 more zeros. Okay, as I notice my depressed polynomial, I now have a quadratic. I don't have to use synthetic division anymore. I can now solve this using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula says -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I would look for factoring. This doesn't look like it's going to factor quickly. It might, but I'm not seeing it, so I'm just going to jump straight to the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula says, I take my b, so it's the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. I'm not going to go ahead and solve this. You guys can go solve this on your own to get our final two solutions. The point we want to make is when finding our zeros, we start with synthetic division, choose from our list, and look for the 0. And again, it may come the first time, it may come the 5th time, it may come the last time. Okay. Once we do that, we rewrite our depressed polynomial and repeat the process. Our process is to get it down. Our goal is to get it down to a quadratic. Because a quadratic, we can use our techniques for solving quadratic, such as factoring, completing the square, and quadratic formula. Okay, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, jot them down and we'll answer them in class.